We started Empyrean Education Institute in 2008. It tries to achieve training for international students in commercial cookery, business, community services, including aged care. We also engage with domestic students, youth at risk, culturally and linguistically diverse people, and disability people. Most of our domestic students have been let down by the education system, and they've had course after course after course, none of which has worked with them. Our track record is very, very strong in taking those people, turning them into valid team members in our courses, and our completion rate is around about 97%. We had actually looked at number 8, the terrace here, because we already have number 16 and number 18. And we also had recently taken over the No Escape Cafe inside Fremantle Prison. So to some extent it made sense to us that if we could get this building, we could consolidate all those buildings together in here. It was an 1850s building, and we've turned it into a very swish kitchen. The school uses it as an on-site commercial cookery school. Theory is practiced in number 16 or number 18 further along the terrace, and the practical work takes place in these kitchens here. The cafe works as a sort of grab and go, and that's because 1.5 million visitors come to the prison every year. All the staff in there are registered trainers with us, and the students do work experience there so that we make sure that they can cope with grab and go. A tour is, say, every half an hour. You might get 50 people in the cafe, all wanting coffee, cake, a meal, all got to be done within about 10 minutes, because once the bell rings and the tour commences, we don't want to see any wasted food.
All our students start with our first course, which is certificate free in commercial cookery. As soon as they've got the chef whites and their knife kit, they get in the kitchen with one of our chefs, and we put them through their paces, very much like MasterChef. Our chef will demonstrate the dish, and then the student would replicate the dish, and that goes on for probably 10 weeks. They do vegetable cuts, soups, stocks, sauces, and learn basic methods of cookery. It's a very hands-on course. Second term, they go more into filleting fish, deboning chicken, and a bit more technical skill. The third term is where all our students, we provide industry placement for them. This is probably the most important part, where our partners like the Ritz, the Hilton, the Hyatt, the students go for 2 days a week and become part of their team. So they get rotated through the hotel. They might do breakfast one day, they might do a la carte, they could be doing a function or a nice little romantic dinner in the evening.
My chefs will take care of them on a daily basis and teach them how to do everything.
So basically the students are treated like an apprentice, like a full-time paid up member of staff. They are working as a cook in a 4-star or a 5-star hotel. Every job, from receiving goods, putting goods away, to veg prep, making sauces, dealing with proteins, filleting fish. So the students go right the way through all those stages of food prep, present the food and serve the food.
We started them off with just basic, things to see where we could see where they're at and what their skill level was, and then obviously now we put them on the line when we do functions. They serve the food with us, next to us, as a member of our team. So they do a fantastic job.
The Ritz obviously issues a certificate for the students in recognition of their work experience at the Ritz-Carlton. So after the initial 10-week placement, they come back, they know how to work more autonomously, they've got lots more experience, and then we really push them. We save the best till the last. Desserts, pastry cakes and yeast goods. Desserts are quite hard to make. You need to be quite precise with the technique. If you don't do it right, it's start again. They have to understand the recipe that they have to do. They have to understand all the processes in a dessert, which can be quite complicated. You might have an ice cream centre and then a gel and a marshmallow and different sauces, and you've got to get all these elements done at the same time to get them set so that you can present a dish. We have many students now that work in all the hotels all over the world, and they still keep in touch through social media, which is lovely. It's great. It's really good to see them becoming head chefs and sous chefs. Awesome.